Were you there when Jim Jones accosted Akademiks?
I was right there. Yeah, I was literally.
Oh, so that was the same New York show.
What was the vibe?
It was New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
What was the vibe? And were you worried at a moment?
Well.
And did you say hi to Jim Jones? I feel like he might give you the cold shoulder as well.
I'll tell you the whole story. Right?
Okay.
Gotta smoke some of the Vlad TV.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit got me high. I can't even smoke it. I'm sitting here not even asking questions.
Right.
I'm like, it's some Zod co-signing for sure.
Thank you. Available in stores now. All right, so me and Jim don't really have the best relationship, right? At one point, early on, Vlad TV, we did some interviews. I think it might have been during the DVD days. I don't think we ever had like a really serious sit-down interview, but I was with French Montana, and he was into it with Jim Jones because of the whole Max B situation.
Yeah.
So I asked French, there's a couple interviews where he's talking about the whole beef with Jim, and he goes into detail and so forth. So I guess Jim didn't like that. I remember this one time, I don't even, if Jim watches this, I don't know if he'll remember this or not, but I was at BET to do something, and I was in the green room, and Dipset was there. And me and Jewels were cool. Yeah. We had done a few interviews. I would go to his studio and film out there. So me and him kind of relationship. I think Freaky Zeke was there, and we were cool. And some of the other Dipset dudes were there. And Jim Jones comes in, and he goes, shakes everyone's hand. He puts his hand out. When I put it up, he goes like this, and then walks out. That was the last time I saw Jim Jones.
Whoa.
That right there.
What year are you talking?
Oh my God.
Pre 2010?
Yeah, maybe 2009.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. 2000. Yeah, it was close to the time I launched Vlad TV, 2008, 9, maybe 10.
Right.
Yeah, maybe 10 at the latest, right? So since that time, I'd seen Jim leave some negative comments about me and something like that. And we had talked about doing an interview, and we have this guy that we know in common, but it never, for whatever reason, we never even got to step one. So it's like, I assume Jim just doesn't with me like that, right? And I've seen Jim spaz out on people, so I'm not trying to be around that, right? So that happens. So this whole thing with Akademiks happens right in front of me, right? And I see him talking to Jim, and then Jim starts getting kind of like aggressive with him, and Ak has his security right there with him. I actually didn't have security with me. I just was going to rock with Ak's security.
Piggybacking off his.
I was just piggybacking.
That's a good move.
I don't
That's
usually
a good move.
do that, but I felt like I don't really got beef with no one here. I should be cool here, right?
And you're not expecting to see Jim Jones in this environment anyway.
Not necessarily, but like I said, I don't have beef with Jim Jones. I just remember the whole hand thing and a couple of the comments, right? So Jim is like talking to Ak, and he's kind of like aggressive about it, but in Ak's security is like right there. I remember one point Jim, is this your man? Yeah, or something. So but Jim had a bunch of people with him also. So I was sort of standing kind of behind Ak, because it's like, if all hell broke loose, then I would try to help him. I'm not his security. I wasn't trying to be like right there on Jim, but I'm like, okay, if all hell breaks loose, I'm behind Ak, and
right.
I'll try to get someone off of him or something to the best of my ability, right? But they have the conversation, and then they walk away from each other, right? So I'm like, I don't want to have this kind of conversation with Jim right now. So I just fall back, right? But then at one point, he kind of like reaches over to me, because I think that someone's like, oh, that's Vlad right there. He reaches over to me, he pulls out his hand and to shake my hand, and I shake his hand.
Jim did.
Got it. So, what I'm saying? I wanted to tell you the other part of the story to say that he actually reached out to me to shake my hand, which I thought was cool. But I still wasn't sure where his head was at, so I didn't want to like follow up with a conversation. I'm like, I'll just leave it at the handshake and keep it moving. Keep it moving, because it's like Jim just seemed kind of high strung. You see what I'm saying?
Jim and Ak coming face to face is like different eras of hip hop coming face to face, because Jim comes from an era where the streets are the most important thing, who's the toughest is the most important thing, and Ak comes from an era where that is completely irrelevant. And he's not really worried about you punching him in his shit, because one, he's with security. He feels like he's welcome here. This is his environment, so he's going to be good. Also, I don't know that Ak would necessarily sue Jim Jones, but it's definitely a possibility. I don't know that Ack would necessarily talk to the cops about Jim Jones punching him in the shit, but he definitely might. And so, so many of these things that matter to Jim are just completely irrelevant to Ack.
I think Ack would talk to the police. Why would he not? If the police asked him what happened, I think, yeah, he punched me. There's a million cameras probably capturing.
I don't know that Ack is going to, go down to the precinct and do an interview about it. I feel like he doesn't really have a lot to gain from that, and I think he's very conscious of the image. And I think that in general, hip hop would clown him mercilessly, and I feel like he might not see himself having anything to gain from it.
He cooperated. Ack cooperated with the feds. He gave them
the video of 6ix9ine robbing those dudes.
The whole 6ix9ine rap-a-lot robbery thing that happened. Ack cooperated with the police.
But that's kind of like them coming to him asking for information that he could easily turn over, as opposed to him sort of, if you want to press charges against somebody for beating you up at a concert, you kind of got to go out of your way to do so. I'm not sure that Ack would necessarily see a reason.
Or police would go
so.
to him and say, "Do you want to press charges?"
Yeah,
we're ready to take a statement.
I feel like Ack might not do it, but maybe it would.
I don't know. If he did it, do you think it'd make a difference? I don't think so. I think it'd almost make him bigger.
And that's the thing is, I think to Ack, it would just be content.
Yeah,
so what the
that's
who
what
cares?
I'm saying.
Yeah,
he would live stream him giving the statement to the police. Everyone would tune into that shit.
Yeah. But dude,
I'll do it. Think about that. If Ack said, "Okay, I'll make a statement, but I want to live stream the whole thing," police will be like, "All right, who cares? We'll get a conviction out of this." You can't say that's not what I said. It's right there for the world to see. I don't think it matters. It really doesn't. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying, at the end of the day, but there might be a civil lawsuit. But Jim's mom was there. Young Boy's mom was there too. They're like hanging out together.
I don't think Jim's ready to crash in that environment. Over what? Over Ack, maybe. I guess he interviewed 6ix9ine, or like he interviewed people who talk shit about him. But really, it's not like Ack was running this months-long Jim Jones hate campaign, in which maybe I could see Jim losing it over that.
Yeah, I mean, Ack basically mentions something that I agree with. As Jim continues his career. Right, like I've always thought that what Jim has pulled off has been impressive, because this is someone that did not start off as a rapper. He was just part of Cam's crew. Like Jewels was like the next rapper up, and Jim was just there.
And his rap career has kind of outlasted the actual rappers from Diplomats in a way.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. He has the biggest song out of Dipset. Period.
Really? Wow.
Name a song better than Ballin'.
No, I'm bigger than that.
Oh boy.
No, you're right.
Big song.
Wait, Hey Ma wasn't bigger than that?
Hey Ma or Ballin'?
Ballin' was doing ringtone era too. So
the
that shit was
ringtone
just
era.
going
I
crazy.
mean, basketball games.
Yeah,
It was a whole movement around Ballin'.
Yeah.
Hey Ma was a good song.
I feel like I'm still giving it to.
I'm telling you, Ballin's better. Bigger than.
That's what I'm
Hey Ma.
saying. So he went and got the biggest song. It's a song he tore off forever. But
Okay, but in the modern era, Hey Ma has like 13 times the views that We Fly High does. Wait, that's We Fly High. That's not Ballin'. Where is Ballin'? Was there?
That
is We Fly High.
Oh, it is. That's the official title, right?
So Ballin' has how many streams?
4.6 million. And
Ballin' has 4.6
We
million.
Fly High, but then 60 million for Hey Ma.
How many ringtones?
Those are on YouTube. We could go look at Spotify also if we want.
Hold on a second.
I feel like I hear Hey Ma still to this day, and it's such a huge hit. Whoops. I guess I got to look at Cameron's account. Hey Ma, 201 million plays.
On Spotify?
Yeah, 201.
Okay, so go to
And
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, 47 million. So it's 5 times or 4 times bigger on Spotify.
All right. Well, clearly I was wrong.
Well, I mean, but in terms of charts, you're right. I think. Well, I don't know actually. Hey Ma might have. I don't think it was a number 1 song.
Well, listen, big song from someone that didn't start as a rapper.
Yeah.
Great job. And I feel like he continued to sort of stay in the public eye, and people still fuck with him. Seems like he's probably always on tour and so forth. I just think that the thing is that I think Ack mentioned this in my last interview, was that if you don't really embrace just the non-personal nature of what media does, more people will want to work with you when you're confronting people and this is the image that you see. Like I said, I kept my distance, especially after seeing that. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not trying to get into it with Jim Jones. This could have him doing that, but let's just say that it was the other way. Oh shit, what's up? What's up? Act, whatever. Oh, you Vlad, yo, come on, come f- with me. This could turn into Jim being a regular guest on Vlad TV and making whatever hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, and possibly getting lots of opportunity, like for example, lots of other opportunities. Like for example, out of the blue, a couple of my interviews with Ari Spears went crazy on TikTok. Have you noticed that?
No,
No,
I
I've
don't really look
noticed
at
it.
TikTok.
You
but
noticed it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen it
Yeah.
on Twitter
It's
quite a
a
bit.
whole, but on TikTok it went ballistic.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And like all my old interviews now, all the streams have gone up on the full interviews.
Everything 420 really is that one-stop shop. Whether you're looking for your go-to gear or something new and unexpected, they got options for days, and they're always dropping mystery boxes and deals. The E420 app is clean, shipping is quick, and they literally have everything. Don't forget to use code NOJUMPER at checkout.